Have you ever stopped for a moment and wondered how a magnet actually works? Not the textbook answer, not the diagrams with arrows and lines. I mean truly works. How can one object pull another through empty space without touching it? How can an invisible force move metal, power entire cities, store memories inside computers, and even protect our planet from deadly radiation coming from space? The strange thing is this. Even after centuries of scientific discovery, magnetism remains one of the most mysterious forces in the universe. We can calculate it. We can use it to build incredible machines. We can send electricity across continents because of it. But when we ask the deepest question, what magnetism really is, the universe suddenly becomes quiet. Tonight, we are going to explore one of the greatest hidden mysteries of reality itself. A mystery hiding inside every motor, every smartphone, every compass, and every magnetic field surrounding the Earth right now. We'll travel from the tiny quantum world inside atoms to the enormous magnetic shield protecting our planet from the violence of the sun. Along the way, you'll discover that the more science uncovers about magnets, the stranger reality begins to look, because magnetism is not just about metal objects sticking together. It is about invisible forces reaching across space. It is about particles behaving in ways the human mind was never designed to imagine. And perhaps most fascinating of all, it is about the possibility that the universe is far more mysterious than we are comfortable admitting. By the end of this journey, you may never look at a simple magnet the same way again. When you place two magnets near each other, something deeply strange happens. They move. One pulls, one pushes, and the truly mysterious part is that nothing visible exists between them. There are no ropes, no gears, no wires connecting one magnet to the other, and yet the force is undeniably real. You can feel it in your hands. You can watch metal objects jump across a table, as though some invisible creature reached out and grabbed them. Human beings have lived with this phenomenon for thousands of years, and despite all our scientific progress, magnetism still hides secrets that challenge the limits of human understanding. Scientists describe magnetic fields using mathematics, and those equations are incredibly accurate. We can predict how magnets behave with astonishing precision, but prediction is not the same as understanding. Imagine someone asking you what a magnetic field actually is. Not how it behaves, but what it truly is. Suddenly the answer becomes difficult. Physics can describe the effects perfectly, but the deeper reality remains elusive. A magnetic field fills space itself, almost like an invisible tension woven into the fabric of the universe. Space that appears empty is not truly empty at all. It carries energy, structure, and invisible forces that can reach across distances without physical contact. The connection between electricity and magnetism made this mystery even stranger. Scientists discovered that moving electric charges create magnetic fields naturally. A simple electric current flowing through a wire can generate magnetism powerful enough to move heavy machines. Then the reverse was discovered. Changing magnetic fields can generate electricity. Suddenly, these two separate phenomena turned out to be different faces of the same hidden force. Light itself was eventually revealed to be an electromagnetic wave, meaning the light entering your eyes right now is connected to the same force that causes magnets to stick to refrigerators. This realization transformed human civilization. Electric motors, power stations, speakers, trains, computers, and nearly every modern technology depend on electromagnetism. Entire cities function because humanity learned how to manipulate magnetic fields. Yet there is something almost unsettling about the fact that we built a technological civilization using forces we still cannot fully explain at the distant philosophical level. We understand the equations. We understand the patterns. But the underlying why remains buried beneath layers of mystery. The quantum world makes magnetism even more astonishing. At the atomic level, electrons behave like tiny spinning magnets. This property is called spin, although the word is misleading because electrons are not literally spinning balls. Quantum mechanics tells us they possess an intrinsic form of angular momentum that creates magnetic effects. Already the explanation becomes difficult to picture because the human brain evolved to understand rocks, trees, and moving animals, not quantum particles. In ordinary magnetic materials like iron, cold, countless electrons align together in the same direction, creating a large magnetic field strong enough to influence the world around us. But why do electrons possess this strange magnetic property at all? Quantum theory provides formulas that work perfectly in experiments, but the intuitive picture disappears. Nature seems to operate according to rules far stranger than everyday experience allows us to imagine. Tiny particles exist as probabilities, waves, and invisible mathematical states. Magnetism emerges from this bizarre quantum dance, meaning that every magnet you hold in your hand is actually a visible consequence of invisible quantum behavior happening inside atoms. Even the emptiness between magnets becomes a profound puzzle. In ordinary life, objects move because something pushes them directly. A hand pushes a door, a bat strikes a ball. Cause and effect feel mechanical and physical, but magnets appear to violate that intuition. One object influences another across empty space. For centuries, this idea troubled scientists because it seemed almost magical. How can something act where it is not? The modern answer involves fields permeating space. But then another question appears immediately. What exactly is a field? Is it a physical substance? Is it information? Is it geometry? Physics provides mathematical descriptions, but the true nature of the field remains one of the deepest unanswered questions in science. Even the Earth itself is trapped inside this invisible phenomenon. Deep beneath our feet, the molten iron core of the planet moves in enormous currents. These movements generate Earth's magnetic field, creating a gigantic protective shield surrounding the planet. Without it, dangerous charged particles from the sun would strike Earth directly, damaging the atmosphere and threatening life itself. In some ways, magnetism acts like an invisible guardian protecting civilization every second of every day. Birds navigate using it. Compasses depend on it. Auroras dance across polar skies because solar particles collide with Earth's magnetic shield. Yet Earth's magnetic field is not stable forever. It shifts constantly. The magnetic poles wander slowly across the surface of the planet, and throughout geological history, they have even reversed entirely. North became south, and south became north. Scientists still debate exactly how these reversals happen and what effects they may have on life and technology. Once again, magnetism reveals itself not as a simple force, but as a dynamic and mysterious process connected to the deep interior of the Earth itself. The more powerful our technology becomes, the more we rely on this invisible force. MRI machines use magnetism to peer inside the human body without surgery. Maglev trains float above tracks using magnetic repulsion, eliminating friction almost entirely. Computer hard drives store information magnetically. Electric vehicles use magnetic motors to transform energy into motion. Wireless charging transfers power through magnetic fields, moving invisibly through space. Humanity lives surrounded by magnetism constantly, often without noticing it. And still, there is a philosophical discomfort hiding beneath the equations. Physics explains how to calculate magnetic effects with extraordinary accuracy, but science may never provide a completely satisfying mental picture of what magnetism truly is. In many ways, the universe resists human intuition. We evolved to survive on the surface of one small planet, not to naturally comprehend the hidden machinery of reality. Magnetism reminds us of that limitation. It reveals that nature is not obligated to make sense according to human imagination. A child can play with magnets and witness something astonishing before ever learning a single equation. Two objects influencing each other invisibly across space feels mysterious because it truly is mysterious. The equations may become more advanced, the theories more sophisticated, the experiments more precise, but somewhere at the heart of magnetism remains a profound unanswered question about the structure of reality itself. So in the end, magnets are far more than simple objects pulling metal across a table. They are windows into the hidden architecture of reality itself. They remind us that the universe is filled with invisible forces shaping everything around us every second, whether we notice them or not. The deeper we investigate magnetism, the more we discover that nature does not behave according to common sense. It behaves according to laws, far stranger, far deeper, and far more beautiful than human intuition ever expected. What makes this truly fascinating is that magnetism exists at every scale of existence. It guides tiny electrons inside atoms, powers the technology of entire civilizations, and surrounds planets with invisible shields stretching thousands of kilometers into space. Yet despite all our equations and discoveries, the full truth behind this force still remains hidden beneath layers of mystery. And perhaps that is what makes science so exciting. Not the answers we already have, but the endless mysteries still waiting to be uncovered. Maybe the greatest lesson hidden inside magnetism is this: the universe is under no obligation to be simple. The closer we look, the more reality transforms into something astonishing, something almost impossible to fully imagine. And that sense of wonder, that curiosity to keep asking questions, even when the answers become difficult, is what drives every great discovery humanity has ever made. Thank you all for being part of this journey into one of the universe's greatest invisible mysteries. I hope this speech inspired you to look beyond ordinary things and realize that even the simplest objects around us may contain secrets capable of changing the way we understand reality itself. Good luck. Keep questioning everything, keep exploring the unknown, and never lose your curiosity about the universe around you. Thank you.